basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your. The Warriors have a good young core that could have a great future in the NBA. But Joe Lacob, the Warriors manager, wants to restore the NBA dynasty and is willing to give up young players to bring in a big star who can lead the team to championship success again. The Warriors want to trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Golden State Warriors linked to Milwaukee Bucks superstar in offseason. The Golden State Warriors traded for Jimmy Butler from the Miami Heat during the 2025 NBA trade deadline. With the Warriors trading for him, they have looked a lot better during the season. The playoffs are not far away, and many are wondering if they are going to make a run. Golden State is currently the 7th seed in the Western Conference. As for the Milwaukee Bucks, they are currently the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference. If Milwaukee loses in the first round for the 3rd consecutive season, are they due to make another massive trade in the offseason? There is a chance that the Warriors and the Bucks could make a splash with each other if they both falter early in the 2025 NBA playoffs. Clutch Points writer Spencer C. thinks that Golden State should trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo and they would also get Tyler Smith in the deal. In the same trade, he has the Bucks acquiring Draymond Green, Buddy Hield, Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, a 2026 first-round draft pick, and a 2028 first-round draft pick. Should the Bucks want to part ways with Giannis, the team is surely going to have a huge asking price for him. One of the teams that can accommodate that request is the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors found a way to preserve their youth when they dealt for Jimmy Butler at the 2025 trade deadline, giving up Andrew Wiggins and Kyle Anderson. But if they were to pursue a generational talent like Giannis, they might have to surrender their building blocks this time around. The Warriors can send out an offer led by Draymond Green to go along with youngsters Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody. Buddy Hield and 2 first-round draft picks should spice up the deal for the Bucks. Although Green would be the most decorated player in that package, the real prizes for Milwaukee will be Kuminga and Moody. Both of them are only 22 years old and have shown a ton of promise. It will only be natural for Giannis to take his talents to a certified contender. Playing alongside superstars Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler would be an ideal destination for him to position himself toward another championship. In addition to Giannis, the Bucks can also throw Tyler Smith for salary-filling purposes. It would be hard to believe that Golden State would want to move on from Draymond Green in the offseason. He has been with Golden State for a long time and he would probably want to retire with the Warriors. This would not be a great return for the Bucks. Milwaukee could have better trade partners for Antetokounmpo. The Brooklyn Nets and the Oklahoma City Thunder would be better trade partners for the Bucks than Golden State also. Brandon Podziemski cementing as future Warriors star with trio of must-see highlights. Brandon Podziemski's red-hot form continued on Tuesday night, with the second-year guard once again playing a lead part in the Golden State Warriors' blowout 133-95 victory at Footprint Center. The 22-year-old had 17 points in just 14 first-half minutes, before finishing with 22, 5 rebounds and 3 assists on a super-efficient 7 of 12 shooting from the floor and 4 of 6 from three-point range in a little over 22 minutes. Brandon Podziemski's scoring has taken a huge leap. Tuesday's performance continues the best stretch of Podziemski's short career, having now gone for at least 19 points in 5 of his past 6 games, which has included making 27 of his 46, 58.7%, of his three-pointers in the same span. But while Podziemski has become an efficient catch-and-shoot threat which makes him a perfect complement to Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler, it's his individual shot creation and shot-making that's arguably more impressive and is cementing him as a future star of the league. The former 19th overall pick was on from the opening possession, bailing out a stagnant Warrior possession with an incredible tough fading three-pointer out of the corner for the first score of the game. Podziemski's ability to score in a multitude of ways has become a major highlight for Golden State in the past couple of weeks, with his growth in isolation scoring further proven by a tough fading baseline jump shot late in the first quarter despite a pair of Suns defenders being in the vicinity. Pods with tough shot making but doing so under control, exploring his options, then getting his shot off before help can come and close his space. While not overly big nor blessed with a quick first step, There has previously been a question mark on Podziemski's ability to get to the rim and finish through traffic. What he does have, however, is excellent footwork and an excellent pump fake, allowing him to create space to get a shot off against bigger, athletic defenders. Podziemski's ability to decelerate when driving to the rim has become one of his patented moves, with that once again on display late in the second quarter on Tuesday night as he let Devin Booker and Ryan Dunn fly by to finish a layup in transition. When Podziemski and the Warriors were labeling him as a future star last offseason, many were skeptical of his ability to become a good enough scorer to reach that status. Those concerns have been eased over the past fortnight, with Podziemski's scoring ability endorsed by star teammate Jimmy Butler following Tuesday's win over the Suns. He's becoming more and more confident, realizing he's a starter on this team and any other team in this league, Butler told Sam Gordon of the San Francisco Chronicle. And that he can score, shoot, create, with the best of them. He's going to be a big reason in us winning what we're trying to win. In what's becoming an interesting trend ahead of the postseason, Podziemski has actually become Golden State's second leading scorer above Butler over recent games. Not only has this development come at an important time for the Warriors' playoff hopes, but is rewriting his potential in the league for years to come. Why Draymond believes ascent of young Warriors players great to see. The Warriors' young core of Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Podziemski, Moses Moody and Gueye Santos has caught Draymond Green's attention as it continues to flourish toward the end of the 2024-25 NBA season. On Wednesday, the four-time NBA champion took to his Draymond Green Show podcast with co-host and retired Golden State guard Baron Davis to show his young teammates love. They've both been extremely aggressive, and like you said, Moses as well, Green told Davis about Kuminga, Podziemski, and Moody. Moses has been stepping up and taking that challenge of guarding the other team's best guard. Pods has been shooting the ST out of the ball, which is great for us. JK has been all over the floor defensively, rebounding and getting up the court and downhill. It's good to see him taking that challenge, because that's how you earn your minutes. Gueye Santos also is another young fella who has been playing extremely well. Golden State has won 20 of its last 25 games and is in the thick of the dramatically congested Western Conference. While the Warriors' trade deadline acquisition of Jimmy Butler III has stolen much of the national shine, Golden State's young core has been electric and timely, as Green highlighted. Moody has stepped up defensively and has collected 2 steals in 3 consecutive games and 23 steals over his last 16 games. After missing 31 games with an ankle injury, Kuminga has averaged 12.4 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 2.5 assists while impacting the game on both ends, beyond the stat sheet. Podziemski has been a big-time scorer over his last 6 games, averaging 21.7 points on 56% shooting on 2-point shots and a dominant 58.7% on threes. Even Santos has been providing key spot minutes for coach Steve Kerr and has averaged 4.4 points, 3.5 rebounds, 2.2 offensive boards, and 0.8 steals in 15.8 minutes over his last 8 games. We need them to play well in order to make the run we want to make, so it's good to see them play the way they're playing, as confident as they are, Green told Davis. We're about to make this run and need everybody. The young fellas are playing well, man. It's great to see because we need it. Green and the Warriors are trying to win their 5th NBA championship in 11 seasons. Golden State still has a long way to go, but its young core couldn't have stepped up at a better time. A Midwest parody, the Warriors remain their own worst enemy. All the Warriors had to do was win a game they were favored to win by double digits. They simply had to beat a team that was not served by winning. The Dubs were on their home floor. They were coming off a half game in Phoenix the night before their opponent played a down-to-the-wire contest in Los Angeles at the same time. The Warriors just had to hold double-digit leads from both the first and second halves. Of course, we know the Warriors didn't do that, because that would have been the easy and prudent thing to do. Still, 80 games into this season, these Warriors seem incapable of making things easy on themselves. Amid a slew of rivals, this team remains its own worst enemy. Their disastrous second and fourth quarters lifted the San Antonio Spurs to a 114-111 win. Harrison Barnes nailed a three-pointer at the buzzer and dropped the Warriors out of the top 6 seeds in the Western Conference standings with 2 games to play. The season was not lost on Wednesday night, but it was certainly extended. Instead of being able to go into the weekend feeling confident they'd have next week off from play, the Dubs will instead have to win both of their remaining games, Friday in Portland, Sunday against the Clippers at home, to avoid the play-in tournament. And even that might not be enough. The Warriors no longer control their own destiny for one of those true playoff spots. A good team takes care of business the next 2 and goes from there. "We have to prove we're a good team," Steph Curry said after the game. Indeed, they do. In recent weeks, while I put myself directly in the line of culpability here, have prognosticated home court advantage, multiple rounds of victory, and perhaps even title contention, we've also overlooked a few key factors. Like how dependent the Warriors are on rookie center Quinton Post. Yes, dependent. Post was inserted into the lineup because his shooting mitigated Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green's inside the arc play. The Warriors tried to get away with 2 non-shooters on the floor. Without Post, they were back to playing 3 like it was 2008, or last season. Of course, Post has defensive issues, which is why he wasn't in the rotation to start the season. But being 7 feet tall and a shooter overrides all of that for now. We'll see how long that lasts if the Warriors are lucky enough to play much longer. There was also how Brandon Podziemski's offensive surge, while necessary, was never likely to become his new norm. Not this season, at least. Podziemski is a wonderful, winning player, but his nearly 22-point-per-game average in the 7 prior contests to Wednesdays was built on incendiary three-point shooting. More than half of Pod's shots were from beyond the arc, and nearly 60% of them went in. He was always going to regress to the mean. Or, and this is the big one here, how this team is led by 3 stars with a combined age of 107. You can't tell me Draymond Green wasn't gassed on Wednesday. He can be a bit loose with the ball, but he was downright aimless against the Spurs in crunch time. In the last few games, we've seen Curry score 3 points in one and Green play with zero awareness in crunch time in another. The Warriors look like geniuses for letting Butler hang in the wind suspended by the Heat for as long as they did. His legs should be fresh for at least these final 2 games. No one was suggesting that the Warriors were a flawless team, even if expectations were accelerating so fast that we overlooked this team's faults. But it didn't take much for this team to reach a point where those flaws are now on full display, and a situation where, flaws and all, nothing but winning will do.